What's up, everybody? This is Ominous for Responsible Gaming doing episode. So we're here, 186 of Ominous Designs. Yes, nearing on the 200. Today's is called Commanders. You will figure out why very soon. Think about it. We're looking at the cards from last week. Channel Rage over here has been brought to my attention, even though I thought putting a cast trigger would be great for being able to give +2/+0 OAs to the creature. It is not the case. You cannot do that because you need a target before you cast the spell. There's many different ways. There is alternate cost. There is that you could do. There is you could say there's so many. You could say sorcery speed. What was the... No, I don't like this one. I was gonna say sorcery speed next time a creature enters the battlefield, they gain haste and +2/+0, but it's weird, and it doesn't really work as a... well, it's not a combat trick anymore. Anyways, needs reworked if you want to make it work that way. I still really like the idea though, just creating a 2/2. It is just about the exact same as Awaken, I'll give you that much, but I think it's just different enough to warrant itself a new mechanic. You know, it's like everything, like Embalm is the same as Flashback, or sort of, or Embalm and Eternalize are basically the same as each other, etc. and so on. Hellrider's Lash, nothing much, not that many comments. The balance is still to be determined, but that's what it is. It's a complex card. So why don't we move to our designs of the week? Excuse me. So we have designs ready on the go somewhere that we'll find very soon. I have started over here with a card with a delicious steamer watermark. I think it's beautiful. So let's say I'm not fully sure, but let's say like this. Let's say like this. Actually, I'm gonna give you insight because I basically designed that entire card. So that entire card will be called, where is it? It's called Gomlan, and possibly Terminal Souls. I think it's possibly, huh? It's nice. It's nice enough. I'm thinking 2/3. We can figure that out. I'm thinking Human Shaman because of an illustration that I reused that is beautiful. Let's see if I can set it to myself, because we might as well have it today. There is a great illustration that I've used at least once before, and many people have used as well, actually. So I'm sending that, and I will use it in a minute. And the text goes a little something like this. Boom! Oh my god. So first time you cast a creature spell each turn, gain life equals to its toughness. The second time you cast a creature spell each turn, this guy deals damage to target player equal to its power. The third time you cast a creature spell each turn, draw cards equal to its converted mana cost. I think it's better to keep player here. It is debatable. This is the second creature return, so potentially you don't need to restrict it to player. It's already kind of a high bar, but it's not the highest bar either. The third time you cast a creature spell each turn, you draw cards equal to its counter mana cost, which is a tricky one because obviously you're not going to be able to pay a ton of mana for your third creature. That being said, now that I realize something, you can definitely keep your most expensive creature for the third if you already know you're going to cast 3. So if you have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 5-drop, and you're in Commander with 8 mana, let's go to town. It's fine. I think it's fine, especially since, after all, those two modes are actually pretty underpowered. Meh. I'm thinking meh. I'm gonna check out. So the illustrator over here is called Rio Sabda, and we're gonna be accessing the beautiful image anytime now, because why don't we, since we have designed the entire card this week. That'll make for a nice change. So let's go desktop. Don't even look at those. Wait a sec. Oh, let's go downloads. Okay. Oh, you can't even see my screen. Okay, good. Let's see my ID pictures. You don't need to see my ID pictures. It's kind of a messy one to crop. Not gonna lie. I am not even gonna lie. Because of those Panthers. Oh, you can't see that either. Okay, never mind. We'll do it like this. It's subpar, but there you go. You get a beautiful card. Let's make that a mythic, I suppose, because it's very, very weird. Just take it. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think we're moving on. We're moving on to number 2. Actually, no, there's one thing. We could do something like this, for example. That would be cuter, I guess. Wouldn't it be cuter? It doesn't really matter because you don't need to start doing damage. Like those 2 modes are actually at the end of the day pretty lame. Maybe I can add creature player, because I was gonna say this at the end of the day doesn't do a whole lot. Those 2 don't do a whole lot. This one is pretty sweet. It's good to create a deck that's based around abusing the card. Ah, fuck it. There you go. I like pushing the envelope. I'm always happier having people tell me, oh, this is busted, and they get excited, and then they propose something else. You always have the naysayer being like, oh my god, you're destroying Magic. Don't really care about that either. So let's go. Let's move on. So since we want to do something kind of similar, I'm thinking, can we do this for spells? Can we do this for non-creature spells? So we would most likely be blue-white, and I'm thinking black, for a reason that I'll explain in a second. Actually, might want to be red. Maybe not. So the first type, you cast a non-creature. I forgot how non-creature is. It's non-creature in one word, right? Monastery. I'm checking. You don't need to see that. Non-creature is in one word. Yeah, Monastery Mentor just told me. So non and none. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do indeed? I'm a little afraid the second spell each turn, destroying a creature, for example, would be too good. The first time you cast a non-creature spell each turn, that's also a bit of a problem. The first time you cast a normal spell, what are you gonna get? You shouldn't get much at all. My chroma filter is kind of crapping out behind me, but I'd say it's acceptable. What can you do? What can you do? Why don't we just give lifelink? Just the kind of like Soulfire Grandmaster is actually the only one who does that ever. So why don't we just why don't we just try and create this? And I'm kind of sure somebody's gonna tell me it's not possible in terms of rules, but so the first time you cast a non-creature spell each turn, it gains life link. Now, what else? The second time you cast a non-creature spell this each turn, so there's a couple of things that would be easy. One is we could have the how's this guy called? The Rune Diver. The Izzet card from Battle from Zendikar, who's actually have the exact Jorian Rune Diver over here. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, draw a card. Oh, it's your second spell. Oh, interesting. Whenever you cast your first... Oh, okay. I'll probably reward that then. Don't really need to do that right now, I don't think. I'll reward it afterwards. So we could have the same ability. We could have the second time you cast a non-creature spell, you draw a card. It's a bit of a bummer, I guess, because it's a restriction based on that one. That being said, our dude is gonna have 3 modes. Okay, so the one thing that I really liked was actually maybe it's Jeskai then. The third time you cast a non-creature spell each turn, you may copy that spell, blah 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 blah. I don't remember how this is spelled. So one thing that I think could be interesting is the second time you cast... Oh no, that would be way too good. I was gonna say the second time you cast a spell, you give flashback to another spell. That's it. You just give flashback. The problem with that is if you do lightning bolt, other lightning bolt, for example, you do, well, I mean like shock, lightning bolt shock, you give flashback to your lightning bolt and you copy it, and all of a sudden for 3 mana you've done 3 lightning bolt and a shock. Ugh. That's 11 damage. So flashback plus copying spell doesn't sound like that great of an idea. The second time you cast non-creature spell each turn, the other possibility is you diminish the cost. You diminish the cost of your spells, which is interesting because it's actually going to help you hit the third one. The problem being that if we go Storm, for example, now your costs are reduced by a colorless for the entire turn, and this might become a pretty interesting... It's probably not good enough for Storm, but it could be good enough for Storm Commander, when like all your non-creature spells are reduced by a colorless for the end of the turn as soon as you've cast 2 of them, like Lightning Bolt, Cantrip, and then try to go to town. If you remove the Bustedness, though, it's pretty sweet. There are ways to reduce a spell by 1 colorless, so I don't know, maybe that's interesting, maybe that's good. What do you think? It's definitely dangerous. It's definitely straight up dangerous. Not gonna lie. And it's, oh man, if you made a commander deck with a bunch of cantrips, things that are small and maybe like half small, half big, you just go to town. You just copy the big ones. You trigger the third gear every time you play 2 cantrips. You play a bunch of Snapcaster and dual caster mages. Shall we do that? Yeah, it's dangerous, but I wanna try it. So the second time you cast a non-creature spell each turn, non-creature spells you cast this turn cost. I don't know. I'll have to check the template for this. It's quite definitely not the way you do it, but non-creature spells you control cost 1 less to cast, 1 less to play, something like that. I think it's non-creature spells you control, whatever. And that's it. I mean, what type of creature should that be? I would love it if there was the space for prowess over here. I don't think there is. If the rewarding that I will do next allows for an extra line of text, I will add prowess, because it's just too satisfying to have prowess on a creature like this. Right now it just doesn't have the space, which actually will also kind of inform us on what type of creature it is. For this one, for some reason, I'm more thinking like a 2/3. I don't know why I'm feeling like that. And actually, it might also cost more than 3, because I think this one is more powerful. I think this one does busted stuff. This one, creatures usually you don't want to play cheap creatures. It's harder. It's more inconvenient to play small creatures. Small spells, you can get there. In fact, for spells, usually you don't want a 6-drop spell. For creatures, it's more understandable. In Commander, I don't really know. Commander, there's probably a bunch of cards. Oh, I see chat here. Hi, look at that. It's the first time with this overlay. Hello. I don't know. It might have been forever you were here. But yeah, in Commander, I don't know. In Commander, there's probably a bunch of decks that have like huge non-creature spells to cast. And yet, I think this is a more powerful card. So, well, why don't we rename this? You just got here. Well, welcome. We're gonna try and reword this to see if it takes less space. So whenever you cast so the wording is, whenever you cast your first non-creature spell each turn, it gains lifelink. Okay. So we're gonna do the same for second, and we're gonna do the same for third. It's not smaller. Dual caster mage now. I'm gonna check the copy target instant sorcery spell. You may choose a new target for the copy. So let's not put a Yume that way. That way we save some space. And a Yume. Okay, so it's not any smaller at all. So I think prowess is just not gonna fit, unfortunately. I really wish I had prowess on this. I really do. We are on 8 lines. It just shows, right? It shows like the font just got minuscule. I'm probably gonna get burnt. I think I can get away. I think I can get away with shipping something like this on forums and people going like, "Oh, that's cool." And then as soon as the font goes small like this, people are like, "What the hell is going on with your card?" It's very like visible like this graphic. Let's do the same over here, I suppose. So first, gain life equals to its toughness. I'm gonna save template by feigning ignorance and just acting like I don't know that maybe it doesn't work that way. When you say creature spell, I don't know if you can refer to its toughness as a spell, and potentially actually it's not even a template problem. It potentially isn't possible at all. It's funny because recently on a forum I saw a question. Somebody was asking what was the toughness of Tormagoth on the stack, so it must have been relevant for something else, but I don't think I can remember what that other thing was. So I don't know if it was a theory crafting or a combination of card or just one card that already refers to creatures on the stack. Tough luck, I don't remember. And then the third one, whenever you cast your third creature. Okay. This one is still just about as straightforward. It's still the same thing. If I had space here, is there more lines on this one? This one is on 8. This one is on 8, and somehow this one is just so much bigger. Oh no, it's on 9. Oh, that's unfortunate. I almost want to cheat with the name now. Whenever you cast your second creature spell each turn, deals damage to... Oh, it's the creature player that's putting us over the edge. See, that's the sort of things where I think I would try as hard as I can to take that down to one less line. Draw cards equal to its converted mana cost. So what happened to the referring to legendary creatures by just part of their name? So I remember Liliana. I think I remember that Liliana, the heretical healer. Let's switch us. There you go. Exile Liliana. Okay, so that's not the one. Isn't there? Oh, that's the thing where they say return her. I think maybe that was the big template change over here. No, so I thought I don't remember. I think it's been established that you can kind of cheat on not referring to the full name. Otherwise, damage target creature or player. I mean, I guess I could do target creature only. There you go. Still better than only dealing to a player, I think. So you could fight too. Oh, that could be nice. Fighting is Temur. Yeah. And maybe you could gain life equal to its power, because Temur. And like green can gain life. Green can care about power pretty easily. So why don't we do that? I think it now it feels pretty Temur, right? Oh, the problem being the creature. It's kind of hard to type, huh? Whenever you cast your second creature spell each turn. Actually, let's check something. Cherished. No. How do you write cherished? There you go. Cherished hatchling. Whenever it dies, you may cast Dinosaur spell as though they had flash, and whenever you cast a Dinosaur spell this turn, it gains. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may have it fight another. So whenever you cast a Dinosaur spell each turn, it gains. So okay, so it could just be this then. Unfortunately, it's pretty long. Unfortunately, it's pretty long. But see, I'm actually much happier having a long text for this design than otherwise. Also, I could just remove the you may and I don't know. It's this kind of shortcut that that would be super happy. I mean, I'm very tempted to take because look at that. Oh, so much more breathing in this card. Screw it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I mean, oh man, I don't know. No, the S was for here. It fights another target creature. It's kind of unfortunate. If you like, it's good in Commander because you're always gonna have a target, probably. But if you're trying to play a small creature, you shit out of luck. It's quite a bit downside. It's quite a big downside. I don't know. It's not the biggest deal. I think it's better to do that, unfortunately, and see if we get caught by the simplicity police. I mean, I think this card is kind of very cute and it's very tempted to do something with that, and I think it's exactly what Commander players want to see. So let's just ship it in a non-annoying form. I don't want this card to be like, well, I guess I can't play small creatures anymore because there's only bigger creatures on the board and I'm forced to fight. That's kind of lame. So let's go. That is all. That is it. That is everything. I will wrap up this card a little bit later on, and we will have a good time. I will post it very soon on the usual, the Twitters, the YouTubes, and the Facebooks, and more importantly, because it's where all the conversation happens, on Reddit Custom Magic. So do check it out. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time for 187. Okay? All right. See you next week. The next time, 187. Bye-bye. Play responsibly.